everyone. My name is Dr. Samuel Afosah. I am entrepreneur, business strategist, and management general. This platform is called Dr. Samuel Afosah's Lectures. Over here, we do lectures here. We teach, we educate, we create awareness that Ghanaians will follow any important issues which is happening in their country. We make sure we break it down that we will understand. It's all about understanding and the best way they can also contribute to their economy. As a matter of fact, today's broadcast is a follow-up, part 4, and the focus is on Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. This honorable man, or His Excellency, had been in the leadership position for almost 20 years. So it's fair to say, to know and to understand his view about agriculture and his position and what he did for the country. So, today, our first point is on practical steps of how to fix Ghana economic problem. That comes first with food shortages exposed after the famine in 1983. If you recall, in 1985, when His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings was addressing the FAO Congress delegates, FAO, I mean the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. He said, and I quote, in 1983, under the ravages of droughts and food bushfires, Ghanaians were rudely reminded of the pain and indignity as well as dehumanizing effect of food shortage. Let's hold on. Dehumanizing effect of food shortage. I want to cast your mind back that I said in the other clip that Ghana, we have a chronic food shortage problem. The man who first had it, His Excellency Dr. Nkrumah, who had it in his time, he realized that we were importing food into our country just after the independence. By then, the population of Ghana was only 7 million. We were importing food by then. Nkrumah realized that we have political independence, but we don't have economic independence. So, he launched the state farm. And he said agriculture is a critical foundation for the economic or the country development. So, to get to the economic independence, you have to focus on agriculture and your land. Now, he did that. Long after Nkrumah is gone, he left the scene. Nkrumah's state farms program were all neglected and left there. Right now from Nkrumah to Achampon time is 12 years down the line. And during Achampon time, the population of Ghana rose from 7 million to 9 million. Achampon also had the second problem. The same food shortage showed up. We were then borrowing at the same time, depending on importation of food, which affected our balance of payment, was showing a deficit. We were in a hole by then. Then Achampon realized that it had happened before. So the same thing had happened in Ghana again. So he also launched Operation Feed Yourself. The goal of Operation Feed Yourself is everybody's responsibility to feed yourself. So everybody get on board and feed your own self. To be self-reliant and be so much important for you and your country. So Operation Feed Yourself and self-reliant is the dream of economic independence, literally depend on your own. After Achampon led the scene, Operation Feed Yourself was also thrown overboard. When Rawlings came in, Unlucky for him, in the Rawlings time in 1984, our population rose from 9 million to 12.3 million. Now we are keep on growing, and Rawlings had similar problem. Then he said, dehumanizing effect of food shortage. Then he said again, and I quote him, never again should we starve when we have land to feed ourselves. That was a statement made by Rawlings. He realized that we have to work on our lands and on our soil to feed our own self if we wanted to become independent. So we have to cry for help. As a matter of fact, I don't want to remember you of your pain in 1983 when we call something like a Rawlings chain, people's neck, collarbone. The collarbone was shown and people starving to death. Remember, I don't want to remember your pain. Because the little that we have, after the drought and bushfire came in, everything was swept off. So we were left with zero, nothing. And we went back to the hole. Therefore, Rawlings said, never again. All along we're having land, and we have to farm on the land. We have to work on the land. We have to explore on the land, and we are not doing that. Now here is our position. That motivated Rawlings, His Excellency, to fight against hunger and eradicate it completely from the system. Never again, when we have land to feed ourselves, it's not only a call for Ghana, it's a call for Africa. So African leaders who got the land, for a long time, what were you doing? Some African countries, what were you doing today? As I'm telling you, never again you got the land to do something about it. Don't wait for disaster to strike before you do something. Never again. So Rawlings have to cry out loud and seek international assistance. As a matter of fact, if you cast your mind back, Ghana were having yellow corn. People were eating yellow corn in Ghana. Because local production is zero. We need international assistance. So we're coming from all over. Then we come to Economic Recovery Program. That's economic reform and rural transformation. That was the next step. When the program started, we have to follow on IMF and World Bank. As Excellency have to follow on them. They have to give you a conditionality for you to follow. As a matter of fact, the bill that you have to accept whether you like it or not. You don't have to be there. But once you are there, you got to follow it. So, Economic Recovery Program and Structure Adjustment Program, I put only 3 words. Is revival to reform. All is about what? Boosting your local productivity, as I said. So when the money came in, you have to reduce your import on food. And at the same time, vote what? Strengthen your local production. That's what Rawlings did. Then the next step was Rawlings have to empower small farmers. Empower them with the money that comes in, with the sponsorship that we have. You have to sponsor them and himself get involved into that. And then we're providing subsidies. He provided tools in training and market access. He will have to do all these reforms to what? Get Ghana back on the sound footing. In fact, he did all. After all this were done, because we were not doing them before, we were just sitting down, and he realized and said, never again should we starve ourselves, or it's a choice when we have land to feed ourselves. So, from then on, the next step was Pan-African Vision was born. Here is a serious warning coming from His Excellency Flight Lieutenant Rawlings. It's to African countries. It's not only on Ghana, but African as a large. Now, focus on economic independent African countries. Economic independent. If you have the focused mind, your mindset is about economic independent. I don't think you will sell your land. You must first have your land. Somebody sitting somewhere knew everything about your land. But you knows nothing about your land. Do you know whether the land that you are selling contains resources and gold and minerals and uranium, etc., etc., etc.? Friend, first, in the first place, Go into research and explore your land and know more about your own land. Land is not just for agriculture. Land is not just for fooding. It's meant to do so many things in your soil. So he said, focus on economic independence, a call from John Rawlings. Focus on economic independence and have an economic independent mindset. Literally meaning depending on your own. Build from within. Develop from within. That is the core economic mindset. Then followed by control your food system. You may decide or determine which fiber come in or go out. Not everything comes into your country. So control your food system means produce your own food, grow your own food, and at the same time protect whatever comes into your country. So you have to control the system and feed your people with the rice, nourish food, etc., etc. Then they said land implementation. The next step, land implementation, call on African leaders and Ghana as a whole, implement right law, palatable laws, laws that favor you and protect your lands. Reforms on the land report is very, very important. Very, very, very crucial. Those of you who sell the lands without thinking twice or thinking thrice about your land, what is in the land, you don't know about it. People see people or chiefs giving lands for acres of land, and you cannot give an acres of land to foreigners, especially. Rawlings warned about standard grabbers, investors, who come and lure you with cars. Our chiefs, they will lure you with cars. They give you a lot of money, and then you give all your acres of land. Let me tell you one thing. Land is not meant for you alone. It's meant for your generation to come, yet unborn. And you should be in a position to shelter your children. This is where you belong. This is your land. This is where you belong. So it's not just meant for you to sell. If you sell a land at all, not more than 2 plots, not even an acre, more than 2 plots. And if you want to even to sell, no, you go on lease. You give a lease about 4 plots, you give a lease on that, because land is fertile. Land is economic, land is dependency. Land is where we depend. So Rawlings said what? Make sure you implement tight and strengthen laws for your land. Those who are not doing it, you have land for years. Do something about it. The next point we come on point 5 is about the outcomes of what all that Rawlings did. We would like to take it serious whether Rawlings meant his words or just speaking or delivered. As a matter of fact, once he gets involved, I will not go far to remember you that FAO Agricola gave him an award. He had 2 awards. One from Food Agriculture Organization, and then the second one, Hunger Project award, which he had, and that one they gave him almost 100,000 and used 50,000 and sow a seed to build University of Development Studies in the Northern region. That was his first time. He used that money given to him to sow a seed to build that university. And also the FAA award I had, how does she got that award? You could remember somewhere in 1995 and 1997, according to World Bank report, Ghana was the 3rd highest food production in the whole world, the 3rd highest recorded even in the World Bank Development Report 2000. After Jordan and China, Ghana was the 3rd highest increase in food production as the 3rd highest. Rawlings was able to make it. It's not a fluke. He was able to make it and be Ghana being at the 3rd highest all over the globe. So it was given to us a singular honor. His contribution on fighting for hunger and fighting for Ghana and for Africa. At the same time, his contribution also comes from, you can remember, literacy went to send to all the villages. They realized that Rawlings' policies, government policies, sentence of human development. So he had a word. As a matter of fact, the role he played let him what? Get him that reward. And as we see, there were results from what he did. He himself get involved. Now, our next quote is on African leaders. and some of them who are doing the good job in Africa, we are going to give the code and see where they stand as to whether what we are saying is right, as agriculture is the way and economic independence is the way. Now, we first take His Excellency Paul Kagame of Rwanda, the Rwandan president, His Excellency, during 2010 at Kigali Agric Business Forum. He said, agriculture, and I quote, agriculture is not just a way of life. It is also a business. It must be treated as such. We knew what His Excellency Paul Kagame did in Rwanda. What? Commercial farming. That means export drive economy. Export drive economy, generating funds. He sees agriculture as investment wealthy business, not a poverty program. We thank you, Your Excellency Paul Kagame. This your words and your deed is a light shining through your country and the whole Africa. And today we are speaking of that because we are going to learn through down the history that what you did and what you stood for. You see agriculture as a business. We thank you. The next quote is also His Excellency Ethiopia leader, who is Emperor Haile Selassie, in 1950, when other countries were struggling to get independent. Now, guess what? His Excellency Emperor Haile Selassie opening Ethiopia Agriculture College. College purposely meant for agriculture. And what did he say? In the 50s, he said, Ethiopia, the soil of Ethiopia is fertile and productive. With diligence and labor, we can feed our people. Again, I quote the quote. The soil of Ethiopia is fertile and productive. With diligence and labor, we can feed our people. Such a leader who thinks about the people, who sits for nothing else and not for power drunk, not like a politicians who go around or what they knew or what they want is about power, money, and fame. They think about nothing. They don't even think about the soil. And here is a man who is what? Opening agriculture college just for what? Farming and agric. A college for people to study. Thank you, Your Excellency Haile Selassie, Emperor Haile Selassie. We don't only just need college. We need more of the college in Africa. We are going to use examples to follow. It's a light throne, and we are today speaking about it. We need more of the college for agriculture and the university. We have to do more research. In the 1950s, you are putting up college. It's a light that we have to learn from. Now, the next one is Honorable Excellency Captain Sankara in 1984. What he said during the Forum of Food Sovereignty. He said, whoever feeds you, control you. Whoever feeds you, control you. As a matter of fact, he did land reform in Burkina Faso and also rejected importation outright and so many things. And he believed that building from within, building your own food, growing your own food is the way to go. And he did that because he understood that if you were fed by somebody, he controls you. It's a call not to only Burkina Faso, but to call to all African countries. If you allow yourself to be fed, you'll be controlled. We learn from that. And today we see, we are always remembering what you did before you left. You realize that the soil, agriculture, before we went through independent means we have to work on our own, develop on our own. We thank you, Honorable and His Excellency Captain Sankara of Burkina Faso. The next one is what? Dr. Akiyomi Adesina. He's somebody that you can never miss. His Excellency Dr. Akiwumi Adesina, he was formerly Agric Minister under Goodluck Jonathan. What he did in Agric was superb. He is noted for his visionary leadership. And in 2014, whilst he was giving lectures on the World Economic Forum, Dr. Akiwumi said, African future is in agriculture. And I quote, great millionaires and billionaires of Africa will come from agriculture, not from oil and gas. Listen, Dr. Akiwumi said, African future is in agriculture. Great millionaires and billionaires of Africa will come from agriculture, not from oil and gas. We thank you for your leadership, and we are learning today that you knew, then you said, that was the way. Agriculture is the way. Dear, we are so proud of sons of African leaders. And Mr. Dr. Akiwumi is an exemplary leadership. We thank you for that vision. We are going to remind you always of these your sayings. We thank you. Now, the next one was Captain Ibrahim Traore. Oh man, we will never forget about His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore, and he's doing wonders and he's doing great things. He said, the pathway to true liberation lies in our soil. The pathway to true liberation lies in our soil, in the hands of our farmers, our innovators, our youth, and our leaders. What a powerful speech. What a powerful thought. This Honorable said, Honorable, he is more than the age. He's a wise man. The soil. The true liberation, genuine freedom, literally, genuine freedom is by developing your soil, agriculture base, and using that to feed yourself and protect for yourself and provide for yourself. That is true, genuine, what? Freedom. He's not just saying it, he's delivering it. Giving out tractors, equipment, farming equipment, where everybody sees it. We thank you. This your statement will be in our life, in our spirit forever and ever. You are not just for Burkina Faso, you are just for African product. You are speaking to Africans. Those of you who have forgotten, you are just following similar of your predecessor, Honorable and Excellency Captain Sankara, who was also doing similar thing. Captain Ibrahim Traore, Your Excellency, we thank you very much for this speech. It's so powerful. For your youth, your innovators, your leaders, is a collective vision. Collective visions is calculated. If you calculate, it's a collective vision to come together and build for true liberation, true freedom come from the soil. And it's in the capable hands of the Burkinabe people. I thank you for that. It means literally you are not depending. You are not depending on somebody. You are depending on yourself. This is what we call economic independence. Dependent on your own. Self-reliance. As a matter of fact, when Captain Sankara came, he was able to move Burkina Faso from food aid dependency to food sufficiency. Food self-reliance. Captain Sankara did that, and you are doing the same. We thank you very much, and we follow you, and we know greater things are coming, not even said now. God bless you and keep you. Now, the next thing we follow is Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, our own Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. His Excellent Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, he said, our industrialization drive hinges on agricultural strength. Farms must feed factories, and factories must provide tools for farm. Those are sayings of Nkrumah. He said, our industrialization drive hinges, again, on agricultural strength. Strengthen agriculture, empower your industries. What again do you want Nkrumah to show you? We have mathematics in, algebra, add maths, everything in this statement. Sit down and do the analysis. Our industrialization drive hinges on agricultural strength. Farms must feed factories, and factories must provide tools for farm. Your factories provide your machinery. Don't depend on anybody. Use agriculture, strengthen agriculture, go into agriculture massive, make your money, generate income, generate employment, create balance of payment, everything, create more, better your economy, bring about national security. And that is what he's talking about. So he's showing us the way. Your Excellency, Dr. Nkrumah, we thank you for the way and the dream. Africa is still proud of you. We shall follow your dream. Okay. Now the next one is Her Excellency General Yakubu Gowon. His Excellency, we thank you for your light. In 1972, when he was launching the National Accelerated Food Program after the war, General Yakubu Gowon, His Excellency, said, in our quote, Nigeria must not rely again solely on one product. Agriculture is our foundation. Here, listen good as I repeat the quote. Nigeria must never again rely solely on one product. Agriculture is our foundation. He knew what is better for agriculture. He said agriculture is our foundation to Africa. He's calling all African leaders. Agriculture is your foundation. Remind all African leaders, Nigeria including all whole Africa. His Excellency General Yakubu Gowon, in general, that's what he said. Agriculture is our foundation. Now, the next is what? His Excellency General Olusegun Obasanjo. His speech he made early 2000 during the presidential initiation speech on cassava and rice. This is what he said. Without agriculture, and I quote, without agriculture, Nigeria has no future. Listen good. Without agriculture, Nigeria has no future. Oil will run out. Land will not. As a matter of fact, he repositioned Nigeria. He repositioned agriculture and used it as the backbone of the Nigerian economy. Even though they have oil, they have other minerals. They are supporting elements. But he saw the need to what? To reposition agriculture as the country's main backbone of economy. And launch multiple presidential initiatives. Rice, cassava, etc. in his time. He knows the use of agriculture. Today, your statement and what you said is a light and guidance to all Africa. As you are quoting today, remind you, Your Excellency, and Honorable Man, General Olusegun Obasanjo. You didn't speak only for Nigeria. Without agriculture, Nigeria has no future. Without agriculture, Ghana has no future. Without agriculture, Africa has no future. Let them hear. Other things we have will run out, but the land will not. Thank you. Our next one is the last one is what? John Rawlings. If Lieutenant Friday John Rawlings. What he said, under the political power and full sovereignty and political power, food is a political weapon. As I quote, food is a political weapon. Africa's foremost defense is self-sufficiency in food. Until we attain a substantial measure of freedom from food dependency, we are vulnerable to manipulations by wealthier nations. Until you attain food security, you are vulnerable. He said, Food security, food security, food security, my friend, is not just another survivor or a survivor. It is a strategic buffer against external control. That was what Rawlings said. We thank you, Your Excellency, for this light and vision, not for just for Ghana, but for all Africa. It's only African that food is a political weapon. When you don't attain food security in your country, you are vulnerable. You'll be controlled. That's like His Honorable Captain Sankara said, whoever feeds you, control you. Remember, as His Excellency General Olusegun Obasanjo said, without agriculture, Nigeria has no future. So food security is a matter of concern. To those of you who sell lands, to those of you, why is your vision? Today I speak to you on the platform for you that what Rawlings said. Dependency is a disease. It's a killer. And those of you politicians who rush about looking for power and fame and connections, why do you need the power? Today, in concluding, I say, make sure you focus on what? Agriculture. You focus on what? Economic independence. Depending on your own. Work within. Build from within. Build laws that favor your businesses and entrepreneurs and investors within. Make laws that favor your lands and protect your land. For us, His Honorable Captain Ibrahim Traore said, true liberations come on your soil. Let's protect the soil. And those of my viewers, now today is part 4. Part 5 is coming right away. I want you to share on this platform. We are on YouTube and Twitter. We want you to share on this platform and or at the same time contribute. All what was said here is just the surface. If you need more, just write us and we'll give you more details. As a matter of fact, those quotes were coming from GSSS, Ghana Statistics Service. But the years movement all come from that source. And if you want to know more, make sure you subscribe, you share, you contribute, and stay with us. Part 5 is coming right away. Stay blessed, stay as African, have your mindset as economic independent, be dependent, build from within, develop from within, protect from within, strengthen from within, and be very powerful. Stay blessed. I greet you. Bye-bye.